Hi Gemini, Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon. Welcome to your Tarot Videoscope for December 2018 by Alma. This will be a general reading. Make sure that you listen for your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign, because all of these three videos will carry information for you. Happy holiday season to all of you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. For those of you who are new, welcome to you. Thank you to all of my returning subscribers. When you subscribe, please make sure that you turn on the little bell icon and to set your preference to be notified every time there is activity on this channel. This way you will be notified immediately when I upload new videos or when I do live streaming, and I do monthly live streaming. You may want to stay tuned for that. If you'd like to have your very own private consultation, please email me at amalightworker@gmail.com. You may also visit my website www.amalightworker.com. If you'd like to know more how to participate in my 12 weeks VIP coaching program, please email me directly to inquire about it directly to my email amalightworker@gmail.com. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I already uploaded a whole new video for you, a whole new reading. It is an Akashic reading with a lot more advice and predictions for the month of December 2018. And if you are interested for download and purchase, you're going to find the link for that posted down here below in the show more description box. Also notice the other useful link posted down here and all of my contact information. For this reading for you, Gemini, I did open 3 cards from the traditional tarot deck and 1 more additional card from the Angels Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. The general feelings that I am picking up for this month for you, Gemini Sun, Rising, or Moon, have to deal with you dwelling on your feelings, having some kind of a mixed feelings, or even having to deal with a situation that keeps changing all the time. You may be dealing with your feelings changing all the time, important things happening in relationships. For some of you, it is also about messages that you may be receiving in your dreams. This month for you feels very psychic or intuitive. There could be a possible travel, a possible move, or things happening in a marriage or in a relationship that are significant. It feels like for some of you, you have to resolve some kind of or you may need to have an important conversation happening with a friend, with a partner that you may have, with a business partner, with a love partner, or with a spouse. You're going to go through some kind of a change. For some of you, it could also be about maybe around you somebody dealing with addictions or grieving the loss of a relationship. It's also something in regards to money, making important choices, decisions, changing your approach to money. And for some reason, based on some new developments or news or new information, the direction where you thought you were going may be changing for the better. So the karmic wheel is intervening as you are going through these changing emotions or through these changing situations. So that was the general feeling. Now let's break it down one by one. This is the first card that I wanted to show up for you. The Devil. I will tell you the meaning of the card first, and then I will tune in psychically to hear exactly why this card showed up in this reading for you, Gemini. The Devil card, to me, it represents addictions of any kind, or being addicted to an unhealthy relationship, Sometimes it also means simply feeling scattered. It could also indicate some kind of adverse conditions or a negative cycle of events. They want me to remind you that sometimes we don't think of something as an addiction. Some people may be addicted to overeating, sugar, coffee, smoking. You may be addicted to a feeling. You may be addicted to even depression is underlies some kind of an addiction. You could be hearing about a person having to go through some marital problems. For some of you, this person going through marital problems or problems in the couple, okay, they may not necessarily have to be married. Some of you could be having some you could start to feel very depressed in a marriage that you may have, and it feels like there is a moment where these feelings are on the rise, maybe even recently, and they are going to build up to this moment when you're going to feel like you just can't handle it anymore, you cannot deal with this relationship anymore, and you are going to feel like something's got to change. Some of you are thinking of turning your back into this relationship. You may be thinking of, if you do happen to have like a business partner or a business associate, you may be thinking of putting an end to that, to this business association with this person. But at the same time, there is a certain sense that your body may not be reacting good either towards food, to specific foods, towards sugar. There is a little bit of sense that in some ways your body needs some rest to recuperate. You may also need to give to yourself some kind of time, an opportunity, a possibility for you to recover. Maybe recently you had to go through problems with a friend in a friendship, problems with a partner or a business partner, problems in a relationship or with a spouse. And for some of you, this kind of breakup already happened. Now you need to give yourself a little bit more time for healing. Now, if I put the cards together, there's another message here for some of you. This could be feeling hurt or having problems in a relationship, feeling addicted to a relationship. So it's not the best relationship. One of these people in this relationship is dealing with some kind of an addiction or other negative situation. So, but remaining together, even though this couple has been seen by others as unfit, as they decide to remain together, the couple has to decide to identify what is truth, unveiling the truth, finding out the truth about something, even feeling disappointed or having to deal with some kind of a deception. And then you have the wheel, something changes for the better, and suddenly you're going to find either this relationship or life taking a course for the better. That could be happening to some of you. You need to file some kind of an important paperwork. Some of you may have to deal with some kind of a security problem. This kind of security problem may be happening with emails, accounts, Facebook accounts, YouTube accounts, passwords that you may have. You may be dealing with cyber security. Something significant may be happening around that. Other ones may feel like you have a deep trusting issue, or either you don't trust this partner with whom in some ways you are linked, or you don't trust a person with whom you are either married to or in a relationship with. You may not even be trusting yourself. Some of you may find very hard to resist the charms of someone. So you could be doubting your own feelings, you may be doubting your own self. You are going to have a feeling that every step of the way, whatever you are doing, you need to watch your back. Now, for some of you, there is something significant, some negative cycle of events when you really have a reason not to trust people, particularly if you are dealing with password securities, passwords being stolen, some kind of security breach. For some of you, it could be a question of some alarm, maybe a door is not locked properly, and then the alarm goes on. If you do have some kind of system of alarm and security in your house, something significant there. You are sure going to feel at the edge about something. However, it also feels that for other Geminis, whatever the full moon brought to you, you may still be in the cycle of this full moon when you have to heal some very deep feelings. For some of you, it has to deal with the feeling of trust, feeling sorrow for yourself, being concerned about your health or somebody else's health around you. Money issues, or who to trust and not to trust, even things being lost, stolen, or misplaced. So there is some kind of a cycle connected either to a full moon to a full moon. Some of you are still in the influence of some kind of a effect generated by a full moon. The next card is the Five of Pentacles. To me, it means viewed by others as unfit but remaining together. Misery but also hope. This is a reminder that a true friend to you, or a true spouse, a true partner, remains with you for better or worse. It also means seeking out a new, more accepting society. Never lose everything. A misery, but also hope. To me personally, it also means travel, a possible move, people moving, and sometimes it could also be about depression and financial ruin. So now allow me to tune in, because just because somewhat this card was a little bit negative doesn't mean that the psychic messages will be. For some of you, there is some kind of a need for you to restore your faith. Whatever religion you have, or whatever are your spiritual convictions, spiritual beliefs, you're going to have some kind of a deep need to give yourself some kind of a tune-up. For some of you, there is some kind of a prayer that is going on. You are going to be praying for your loved ones. You may be praying for yourself. You could be praying for your loved ones that are in heaven. There's going to be some kind of a need for some of you to communicate with maybe a loved one that has crossed over. You could be taking some kind of an interest in healing, different forms of healing, alternative medicine, Western medicine, different approaches to dealing with the situation, dealing with depression, dealing with your own feelings. Some of you are going to reach out either to a healer, to a doctor, to a psychologist. You're going to be reaching out even to a friend or to a spouse, because you may need like a fresh perspective on some kind of situation that is happening around you. Some of you are going to be in the process of getting to know somebody. This somebody, with this person, with this somebody, you could develop some kind of a good friendship together. You could be collaborating together in a business sense. You could be collaborating together in some kind of a project, could be a school project for some of you. You could be welcoming new people in the neighborhood, and this may also mean that you could be the new person in the neighborhood, so you could be the person who is going to be welcomed. You are going to join some kind of a community. You could be joining like a new church and their community. You may be joining like a spiritual group and their community. You may be joining a new circle of friends. Some of you are going to have some problems, not necessarily in a couple, but your life has been affected somehow by a situation related to money. It is about how you earn your money. It is about any money that you owe to other people, or about other people either owing you money, or maybe even a favor. You may also own a favor to another person. Some of you are going to talk to some kind of an expert, or a lawyer, or an accountant, or another kind of professional, because you need to know exactly what to do next. For some of you, it is in regards to debt, it is in regards to an investment, it is in regards to you need to figure out a next step, some kind of a next step in regards to money. And that's why you may need to address an issue around money, as I said, with an accountant, with a lawyer, or with some other kind of an expert or a professional. You are going to be in the lookout for something. You could be searching for a job. You may be searching for new ways for you to generate money. Some of you are going to be waiting for some kind of news. You may be waiting to hear from a sister. You may be waiting to hear in regards to a family situation. You may be waiting to hear in regards to maybe a test examination. You may be to hear the results of that. You could be waiting to hear back from maybe a car rental, or an insurance, or a health insurance. You may be waiting to hear some kind of news from a real estate agency. You're going to feel a little bit at limbo, because for some of you, either you need to know something in order for you to move on, to know what you need to do next, or you're going to have a little bit of that feeling. Again, that security issue is coming up, because for some reason I keep getting the feeling that either emotionally you need to close the door with the past and emotions from the past. You need to be very careful with locking the car doors, locking windows. So it is, or even physically having to have that feeling like you need to watch where you're going, or worried about your safety, the safety of your family, or even about your own physical safety. Some of you are going to be collaborating or hiring some kind of a coach. Could be a life coach, could be a coach who's going to help you how to train together, like a trainer. Could be a dietitian, could be a nutritionist, could be a hypnotist. I keep getting two people coming together. They are meant to show up for you in this time of your life, because either you're hiring them, or for some reason they are just meant to show up to help you with some changes and some things that are happening in your life right now. Karma is intervening, because as some of you are dealing with some kind of a loss, some kind of a cycle of negative events, a person is going to show up for you to help you with these kind of transition changes or problems. The next card that you have is the Moon. To me, it means it is a card that draws your attention to how your inner feelings are changing, inner disturbances. It also means that situations are deceptive or changeable in an area of your interest right now. Sometimes it also means simply being bored, dread, boredom. It means unveiling the truth, finding out the truth about something. It is a very psychic card. It also denotes heightened intuition and psychic ability. You need to stop lying to yourself. Either somebody is going to put you in a I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, in a position when they're going to question you and they need specific details. You may be in a situation when you need to ask somebody, okay, about specific details, just like an investigator, police investigator, a detective would do. You are trying to catch somebody in a lie. You could be trying to catch somebody into doing something wrong. You are trying to catch somebody in some kind of an action because you may need to come up with some proof about something. Your intuition is telling you something. However, you are also on the lookout to find to also use your logic, to use some kind of an evidence about whatever your intuition is telling you. Your intuition may be telling you something about a partner that you may have, and you're going to try to look for evidence of that. Your intuition may be telling you something in regards to things being stolen, or you have your suspicion on somebody, but now you could be looking for evidence of it. You're going to feel a little bit emotionally all over the place. For some of you, there's going to be something significant around pets, okay? Either they may be getting sick, they may be acting weird. It could be about finding a pet and looking for the owner. It could be about adopting a pet. So significant things around a pet. For some of you, you could be talking to someone late in night. This could be someone with whose opinion you trust, and you may end up talking late at night. This could be somebody with whom you find yourself being attracted to. For some of you, this is a couple that is just happening, okay? Coupling is just happening, and you may end up talking late at night to them. Understand that this is a general reading, but the way this is going to start, either you didn't give them enough credit, or you didn't consider them at first being a good match, and then you're going to change your feelings about that, or the opposite. For some of you, there's going to be some deceptive situations around a promotion. You may be dealing with deception in the workplace. In some ways, your work situation is turning around, okay? Because for some of you, you are building momentum. Something important, significant, and good things are happening with a job, a job search, or with your career. But on the other hand, in some ways, you may also have to deal with being disappointed, or you're going to hear about some deception that is going on. Even gossip, may not necessarily about you being deceived, could be happening to another person with whom you work with around you. Nevertheless, for some of you, something in regards to the workplace, not necessarily the work itself, may be a little bit uncomfortable. If you need to find a job during this time, it feels like for some of you, you need to do an extensive search. Do not make any sudden, out of nowhere, out of blue decisions about quitting a project, quitting a job, and give yourself a little bit more time For some of you, they're asking you to do a thorough search for a new job, and during this time you may also deal with your own feelings changing. Initially you may want to find a job, and then you may change your mind around that. Pay attention to how your feelings are changing during the day and how they change at night. All of you Geminis, I'm also a Gemini moon, we are going to deal with dwelling our feelings, and for whatever reasons our feelings are going to be changing. Some of you may end up attending some kind of an important gathering or an event. Could be in a church, could be you have to travel to get to this event, could be a work related event. It may be in regards to some kind of a presentation. I also keep getting auditioning for some of you, and some of you are going to end up presenting some information or new ideas either to an audience, if you deal with an audience, to a new client, to a boss, to a CEO. So dealing with you presenting your ideas to the world, and you're going to feel like, how is this event going to go now? And that's why you're going to have those mixed feelings. How will all of this going to go? The next card that you have is the Wheel. So this is the card, Archangel Michael. I will read the card to you first, and then I will tune into your psychically why this card showed up in this reading for you, Gemini. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. Many things are going to come together for you, Gemini, as you are approaching the end of December. Right on the verge of the new year, you're going to feel this sense of relief. You're going to feel a little bit more cheerful, a little bit more relieved. Anything that you did not have the proper understanding, something will happen and you're going to have a clear picture. For some of you, you're going to have some kind of a success that has to deal with a research, some kind of a significant news information or success in regards to a legal situation or in regards to some kind of an investigation. Many of you do have a very good angel looking over you, protecting you, and this specific card talks about Archangel Michael. Some of you are going to be asking Archangel Michael for divine protection. Divine timing, I keep hearing, is going to be important. If a union happens during this time, is dictated by divine timing. If a breakup happens during this time, or you hear about a breakup, this may not necessarily happen to you. Again, they are talking about divine timing. Some of you are going to put together information, paperwork that is required for you to move on. You may have to resolve an issue around a property. You may have to resolve an issue with your home, around your home. You may have to resolve an issue that maybe is affecting the whole area or the whole neighborhood. You may put together stuff, information that you may need. Help may show up during this time. Important paperwork that may help you in regards to a financial transaction with money in general. You need to take a little bit better control over your life. Some of you have been a little bit underestimating yourself. Therefore, from time to time, you may be dealing with situations when you don't feel valued enough. You don't feel like people are giving you enough credit. You may feel like family members are taking you for granted. You may feel taken for granted in the workplace. Some of you may have to deal with a situation where maybe other people are taking credit for your work, or in some ways they're stealing your ideas. You're going to make a mental note of everything, and you're going to feel very determined to change your attitude And in your mind, you're going to be making a decision and you're going to be very firm about that. So if you have been dealing with negative friends, you're going to say like, I'm done with dealing with this kind of personality and everybody else who has the similar traits. You know now, based on your experience, who to trust, who not to trust. You may decide to close the door on a negative relationship. You may decide to change how you approach money, how you feel about money. Some of you are going to deal with some kind of a financial plan. Either you're going to put together some kind of a financial planning for yourself. You may be setting new financial goals for yourself. You could be talking to banks. You may be talking to other financial institutions, because also for some of you, this travel or this possible move is important because it's also related to money. You need to have money to make this move possible or this travel possible. For some of you, you are growing very much in your profession. You now have a good deal of expertise, experience. You have developed good skills, and for some of you, you are going to feel more and more in charge of a business that you may have, or if you are self-employed, you could be putting things together now because it's time for you to take this business that you may have in a whole new perspective, to elevate yourself through the work that you do, or elevate this business that you may have. You're going to be having some kind of an important reading. You may be having a psychic reading. You may be having some other kind of reading because somebody, it's like they're going to be able to see in your heart, give you the right advice. And they may also be giving to you some kind of prediction for the future and advice that you're going to find it very useful. Some of you may even be consulting with a priest. You could be consulting with a psychic. You may be consulting with a LightWorker. You could be consulting with an animal communicator. You may be getting, in other words, some kind of a spiritual message that you're going to feel. It will show up for you at the right time, at the right moment. Pay attention again. I keep hearing toward the later part of December, a lot of things are going to fall or are going to go in the right direction, and many of you are going to move forward with some kind of a plan. It may be a financial planning, something around finances, but generally speaking, you're going to finally be moving forward with a situation in which you have felt stuck for a while. So do not despair. Things have a way of, in even life, propel you in a whole new direction that is going to be a lot better for you. Pay attention to also what direction your work or your career or even your business may be going at this time. Please do leave me a comment down here below. I am recording this video for you in November 28. If you'd like to know more, there's a link down here below for those of you who are interested for download and purchase. I did a new reading, an Akashic reading for your sign. For those of you who would like to know more, email me at amalightworker@gmail.com if you'd like to have a reading, a private session with me, or visit my website www.amalightworker.com. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Happy holiday season to you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will connect with you again in the next video. Bye, Gemini.